Let's get started. So, I noticed something last week. 100% didn't quite play out the way it meant to play out. And that's making me wonder about the probabilities. Now, it appeared in the middle of the month, somewhere in the start of the month, so which shows that it's a good probability for us. But the fact that it didn't really play out the way it's expected, uh, it's kind of to me, it's new because we're just testing out the theory anyway. It's been doing its 100% for 12 years straight, and this year was the year it broke off the 100%. Now, that might be because of the war. I don't know. Since it's still new, it's something I'm checking out. But then again, I'm still happy that we made some money off of it the day before, the day before the move happened itself. So that's a good one. I don't think anyone actually had any losses in the trade. So um, that should be good. Can you guys hear me clearly, by the way?
Yeah, we can hear you clearly.
All right, cool. Because my computer is showing me that I have a low energy usage or something like that. Because I quite have a lot of things running in the background. So
it sounds like something's in the background.
There's noise in the background?
There was no sound.
That wasn't from my side. I think someone's mic is open.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, someone has their mic. I'm gonna mute everybody for a second. And Dashi, is it gone now? You can unmute yourself just to confirm.
Yeah, it's good.
All right, perfect. Okay. Yeah. So basically, today I want to look into. I've been doing some, analysis in the background. Not too much because I've had quite a busy day, quite a busy week actually. So what I've tend to be doing is I've been doing a little bit of analysis, and I found the Euro JPY. The Euro is actually meant to have a massive fall, and then the seasonal actually correlates with it. So actually, I did the wrong thing. I should have gone seasonal first. Okay, let me just move here. So the Euro seasonal is showing a drop basically, and I would actually like to capitalize on this. I don't know if anyone has actually got to check the Euro yet on the seasonal, but from tomorrow, which is 13, we should see a massive drop up until at least 15th, 16th right here. So I'm just messaging. That's why. So yeah, basically I want to capitalize on that move. It's just a 3-day move, and what I've figured out is while analyzing this, I figured JPY is our best probability to trade this with. And if we quickly check on the COT, so we know that on the 13th we're expecting a drop. I'm just going to duplicate this tab right here, and I want to check the COT, then check the probability, and see how that's gonna play out for us in terms of, is it a good trade to take or is it not? So if I check the COT report now, and don't forget guys, this is the sequence. Always make sure everything is checked. You need that good straight alignment before you take any trade at all. Without the alignment, you are risking losing your trades. So with this one, we see like as of the 7th of this month, what we can see is, my screen just froze. Okay. As of the 7th this month, we can see that we have a massive selling power. So there's a massive sell from the commercials, and which is giving us a good chance of we're gonna see the euro drop or lose some strength at least in the next coming weeks. And I think this is the first COT for the year, so which is perfect, and showing this heavy amount of selling in into the market, we should see a massive drop in the euro. And then moving on from that one, we're just quickly going to check the probabilities and see what the probabilities have to say for us. So I don't really need this anymore. Check the probabilities on the euro JPY. And ideally, what I want to see is at least 3 days, right? 3 days that that's going to move to the downside. Anything less than a 3-day downside move is kind of risky for me. So we're going to check today's. We didn't count first of the trading day, so we're going to go second, third, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So Monday is the 8th trading day, which is the 13th. We're expecting the fall. You can remember 13th. We're expecting a fall from here. The 13th, actually, yeah, 13th right there. So the probability for us from the 8th trading day is 53%. Then we have a 61%, then a 61 after that again, and then a 69. So we have 4 days in a row, which is the 11th trading day, if I'm not mistaken, should be the 16th. Now, I don't know if the exit, let me just check. Yeah, the 16th, exactly. Aligns with the 16th right here on the red, slightly on the yellow and blue as well. So basically all three is already aligned for us. And just going to quickly check the euro JPY. Now this is the euro JPY. Now guys, remember, we want to check if the Williams is moving towards the downside of it. And looking at this, the Williams already showing the down momentum coming. Now we can see prices already approaching a resistance line right here, but resistance section right here. But let me just draw the zone for those that don't really understand what I mean. There's a resistance zone right here, and if you're new to this, I would there's a video in the members area that actually explain what support and resistance are, and how to use them and how to identify the zones. So around here, we should be looking for the sell. At least we should see kind of reaction from this zone to sell to the downside. And probably if we have a trend line, we could see maybe we could, because this is a daily chart, I don't expect it to go all the way up. I mean, it's the 13th, so the trade is from tomorrow till 16th, so I'm not really expecting a long wick to the upside, but at least I want to see a sell-off within this blue zone right here. So I'm just going to take this trend line off. Doesn't apply right now. So that being said, and that being pointed out, and the sell of the euro, one thing that I think we tend to ignore in the analysis or in the strategy is to check if price has been following the seasonal prior to this. Okay, do not ignore that fact, because that fact is very, very crucial, and it's necessary, because if the price hasn't been following it before, the likelihood of it following it afterwards is not going to be very high. So you understand, we want to see it following it before, and if it's been following it before, the likelihood of price keep following that movement, it's higher. So what we're going to do is just go back to the seasonal, check the seasonal, and see if we can find if price has been following prior to this, and then we can see. So from the 9th, we've been expecting the euro to go up to about the 13th. So let's see what happens from the 9th. So the 6th, we have a reaction, drop back down. But right here on the 8th, we had the reaction to the upside. Rather than the 9th, we have the reaction a day earlier. But the 9th, we still have the up move, which is here. So I'm just going to check prior to this and see if we still have that day lag in this right here. So right here, okay, on the 2nd, we expect a drop. And let me just quickly check it from this side, because it's very. So between the 1st and the 2nd, I expect a drop in the euro, and that would depict. So 31st is actually been dropping from 30th, 31st on the 2nd, but that drop did happen on the 2nd to the 9th was the exit. So if you were trading, so there were exits here and buy back up. So basically, there's kind of like a day lag in this asset. This asset is lagging for at least a day. So what I tend to want to do is, when it comes to Monday, for example, Let me just quickly load. I'll quickly load the support and resistance from PZ to actually see, no, not the supply and demand, to actually see, um, see right here if we can find a good resistance zone. Now the resistance zone the PZ is giving us is somewhere at the top right here. Expecting price to get here before we see a bounce off back to this either red zone here. But I'm just gonna go on 4 hours, and I'll see what I can find. And on the 4 hours, we can't find anything, in terms of resistance. But what I can see on the 4 hours is that I see prices struggling to go up. This is 4-hour chart, by the way, guys. We should see a kind of a massive up move. But price has been stuck since it broke out of this level. It's been doing this for 35 pips straight. 35 pips just moving slowly to the upside, and you can see there's massive rejection towards the down, so it's not going down and it's barely going up. So ideally what we can expect is, price could ideally break to the upside right here. I mean, what I would love to expect is, always watch this, whenever price pulls away from a section, it does a retracement, about a 90% retracement back into that section. So I'm just going to quickly delete this. So at one point price was here, and when the drop happened, when this drop happened, price came back, retest that zone. Now price hasn't retested this zone right here, this zone right here. I think we have someone who just came in. Let's mute that. So price hasn't quite retested this zone right here. Okay, so what we ideally want to see is price coming back to retest that area, that pocket of liquidity right here. Price go back up, test this area, then come back down. Someone got the mic on. So price going up, testing this area, then coming back down. But then because we're looking to enter on a Monday, we can also identify a pocket of liquidity. Hello? Hey, bro, do you have a question? Hey, bro, your mic is bringing in some noise into the webinar, please. I'm just going to mute you for a second. Right, so ideally, what I would want to see is price come up to this pocket of liquidity right here and bounce off here. But because there's another small pocket of liquidity right here, this little consolidation area right here, I'm just going to refresh. Yeah. Hey, Bill, your mic is packing a lot of noise, mate. So ideally, I would expect price to come here, but because there's a pocket of liquidity right here, at least price should test somewhere within this zone before we see a bounce up to the downside. Maybe we might see a bounce up to the upside, but because we know that on 13th we're expecting the drop from the 13 right here, and the probability is pinpointing that 13 as an 8 trading day, 53% chance of a sell. So I would say our best time for entry will be Tuesday. Even though we have the 53% chance of a sell right here, our best chance of entering this trade is on Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, milking it out on Thursday and exiting on Thursday. You understand? So let me just go back to the chart. So basically, price, I expect price to come in here and probably see a down move away from that area, and then probably retrace back and then a final down move out of that zone. So if, to be more specific, in terms of where should we go for, here or here in terms of entry, I mean, we can use the average wick size. Let me check on the weekly. And if we look at the weekly, for example, when price wants to go down, now price first did 49 pips right here, did 80 pips right here, about 48, 45. So yeah, most likely price is going to go into this zone. So most likely, just from looking at what price has been doing on the weekly, most likely price is going to actually move. There's a high probability of price moving into this upward section first before we see it move down. Excuse me, before we see it move down. So if you look at it, price came up, retrace, almost touched the wick before Price came down, move back up. Ideally, price should come to this zone right here, and then we should see a sell-off from that zone. So I would suggest being patient through Monday, and let's see if price climbs a little bit higher and come right there. Another ideal section would be right here, between here and here. I'm looking at this section right here because of the pocket of liquidity that's hanging around here. But if you look at it, it got filled out right here. So price came back to test that section right here. So the next pocket of liquidity is right here, which price is already currently testing right now. But because the price is it's a new wick, I'm expecting it to do a wick to the upside at least, because if you look at almost all the down candles, they have a sort of wick. Even if it's not big, they do have a wick to the upside. It's very rare for you not to see a wick, you know. So I'm expecting a wick on this candle. This weekly candle should be a white candle or a red candle, and basically we should expect either price goes into this blue zone right here or somewhere within this green zone, and then we see a rejection to the downside. Okay, guys, and that's basically it for this one analysis that I just pulled up I pulled it up yesterday basically when I was doing analysis, and this is one I'm looking to trade at. So do you guys have any questions?
No questions.
Okay. In that case, does anybody have a trade that they would like me to check on?
Nah.
Okay, it's weird. I think everyone's making a lot of money last week then, I guess.
What about Euro USD?
That's a very brilliant one. I actually went through that yesterday. I was gonna take that according to analysis as well. But I think the main reason I didn't want to take Euro USD is I think he wasn't following the probability. Let me just run through it one more time, because I had it on yesterday, but I took it out of the list. Can't remember my trail of thoughts now why I took it out of the list, but I did take it out. I saw something that was off on that trade. So yeah, I saw it as a buy, but I saw Euro falling. But now the USD, right? The thing is, the USD is meant to go up. Now, if we check the USD seasonal, right? The USD is actually meant to go up. So if you look the correlation, if you look at the seasonal, for example, the seasonal of the euro is saying down, the seasonal of the USD is saying up. Let me just pull that back up right here. So from the 13th right here, we kind of see an up move to the 16th right here, and the probability also favors it because we have the 59, 50, 51%. Now, the main reason I didn't want to choose the USD is because on the COT, I kind of saw a selling power, more higher selling power than the buying power. So the buying power in the USD is kind of low at the moment. So for that reason, I think that ticked me off of the Euro USD trade. So as you can see right here, it has 19 new short positions added to it, but the long positions, they've been taking a position of the long. So this is very, very, it's kind of like a weird move in my mind, but we can keep in mind that the euro does have a higher selling power, so we can still trade this asset. But let's check the chart. Let me just quickly check the chart for a second on this asset, Euro USD. So this is a Euro USD chart, and looking to buy. Now we can see the William have already given us a buy power. There's a massive buy power which hasn't been filled out yet. So, but it's showing a sell, but it can still be used. I was saying, I didn't want to take this trade because, in terms of Euro USD, right? The USD is going up, so we're expecting the euro to go down. So now, in this case, we're expected to sell off Euro USD, right? But if you check the probability of it, the probability is saying buy. That's why I didn't want to take this asset. Do you understand? It's a bit confusing because it's now inversed. Now, because if we're expecting the USD to go up, the euro is meant to go down. Okay. So in that respect, what we should see in the probability is we should see the probability of the euro USD shooting more to the downside, but we've seen it facing towards the upside. So hence why I didn't want to take the Euro USD trade, if you understand. Okay, so that helps us because in that case it doesn't really align. It doesn't really align with the strategy anymore. Because what the probability is saying is we're meant to see an up move, but what the seasonal is saying is we're meant to see a down move. So in that respect, it's not really aligned for me. I don't know which one to choose in both. So I just let the trade go since it's a bit confusing. Okay.
Okay.
I hope
Yeah.
that answers the Euro USD questions. I was looking at AUD CAD actually for buy. Now, the main reason I'm looking for a buy in the AUD CAD is this. I can see, um, I
Huge
mean,
falling.
yeah, there's a massive fall in CAD, but CAD has been acting up. CAD has actually not been following the seasonal for a while now. But the main reason I have this there is because it has a high probability, a very high probability for us. It has a 68%, no, actually 63% probability of a buy and a 57. But
Okay.
is it cut off again?
No, 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 it's fine.
Oh, okay, okay. But the 10th trading day only gave us, uh, a down move. So it's a bit tricky. Understand? I always like to see a 3-day move, a 3-day clean move, but this is a more riskier trade for me, AUD CAD, in regards to trading this. But it's something we can play with and have a go with, you know, if you're feeling a bit more adventurous, so to just risk a little bit. But if you're very patient and you know and feel like you can trade this, then I would just suggest we just go with our initial trade, which is the Euro JPY for a sell. But the AUD CAD definitely is another trade to look towards buying. And if you want to buy that, I mean, that's a no-brainer. You should just buy from here, this red line right here, and buy it to the top side. But I don't want to push that onto you guys because of different.
Or the wheel is saying it's going down.
Yes, you're definitely correct, and that's 100% correct. Now, the main reason I'm saying buy is because I've seen a massive buying power in the wheel, right? There is a massive
Yeah.
buying power in the wheel, and I think it's not fully completed. The buying power is not fully completed because you see the wheel pointing up right here, and then shortly after the price moved up,
Yeah.
it's already gone up. So
Just wants to take the
I,
advantage of that.
I just want to probably milk it to somewhere around here. It's not much pips, but if I can milk at least another 60 pips from that would be nice, because what I express is price to get somewhere around here. Somewhere around here, this pocket of liquidity that's right here. I'm expecting price to get somewhere around here, and then from there we should see a roll off to the downside. Price should just shoot back down. So that's basically what I'm expecting in this trade altogether. But I wouldn't say you should trade this, to be honest. But if you want to risk it and trade it, you should buy from around this zone right here. Around this zone right here will be your best opportunity to buy, and then exit somewhere around here at the pocket of liquidity. Okay, and
Yeah.
and yeah, that's basically it. Those are the two trades I'm currently looking at. I haven't gone through all the pairs. I've gone through a few of them, and then that's what I found so far. So if you have the opportunity to go through more pairs, please do, and just send them to me on Telegram. I'll check them. I'll verify them out. Be careful of the pairs like Euro USD because they're inversed. If you're looking at it from the USD perspective, you have to look at the opposite. And if you're looking at it from the Euro perspective, you can look in the same direction. So just don't let him catch you out, because I remember I was looking at that yesterday, and that's the main reason I didn't want to take it. The inverse wasn't properly aligned. Okay.
Euro US is not really my pair. It's always I feel it's always what do you call it? It's kind of rigged or something.
Yeah, it's the most manipulated pair in every.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very popular. That's what everybody tends to trade, and it's the most manipulated pair. So for that reason alone, I usually tend not to. I don't mess with Euro USD that much, because today you might be in it, and then in the next few moments it raids you out and then go back in your direction. GBP does that too a lot. You're
Yeah.
in it right now, and then it raids you out, and then go back in the direction. So, you know, and stuff like this, spikes like this, even though it doesn't look common, like this, you know, those are things you don't want to get caught in. Places like this, you don't want to get caught in there. But moves like this are one of the best moves to get, you know, in regards to that. I'll just quickly check gold. Oh, remember last week we spoke about gold, right?
Yeah.
Gold, gold literally went up as expected. You know, gold went up an extra 500 and some pips before we see that massive down move. And don't forget, we're kind of expecting gold to just keep going. So far, the war stuff is still on. Gold will keep going up. So it's quite beautiful right now. I mean, we could see a fall in gold, maybe retest somewhere around this area that I was looking for last week. And, you know, trade based on that. But we'll see. Right now, I'm not in a hurry to trade gold anyway. So I'm just going to let it run. In that case, is there any more questions or any more trades you want me to check on? Actually, we don't have time to check on any more trades. Is there any more questions?
No, bro.
All right, that's perfect. So the trade of the week, man, is Euro JPY for sell, and that's happening from tomorrow to Thursday. Maximum entry point, exit point is Thursday. And if you want to risk, which I don't suggest you do, you can trade the AUD CAD and exit on Tuesday. So it's up to you guys. You have these two trades to play with. And for those that have the membership, you can always, you know, analyze more assets and, you know, get more assets to play with. And you can always send them to me for verification. Okay. I just got a message. CHF has a big up move. Let me see. Let me just quickly check CHF then. Let me check. Where is CHF? CHF. Just going to quickly validate this. We don't have much time, but I think we have 5 minutes left in this. CHF. 13. Yeah, it does have an up move. It does. It's been doing that from damn. You know, things like this is things that, you know, I'm very skeptical about. From the 14th to 16th, just a 2-day move, you know, up move. But then it hasn't been doing that for 40 years. It started doing it from the last 15 and the 5 years. So it's kind of a thing we can, you know, we can look to. If you find a good probability on the CHF that gives you know, a very high probability, I would say anything from 70% above on any of the assets, and it's been following it, then we can try to trade that. But if you don't, because of it doesn't align with the 40 years, I just say leave it, you know, leave it alone. But if you do find a high probability over at least 70%, you know, we can then look into that, of course. Okay. Thank you for pointing that one out, Cortland. Thank you very much. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up right now. If you have further questions, you can always contact me on Telegram, or you can contact someone directly on the website using the chat box by the right hand side right here, and we should be able, you know, someone in the team should be able to actually get in contact with you and speak to you about it. If you have questions, you know, get at me, and if you have more people to join us, just invite them directly to the Telegram group. Okay. And the replay will be back up on YouTube for, you know, people that have their free stuff. You should be back on YouTube on Wednesday, so you can watch this replay on Wednesday on YouTube. Okay, and if you have the membership, you can watch it tonight on the website. Okay, guys, take care of yourself and have a lovely trading week.